was in Sutton Park yesterday, dodging the rain showers, and I took this photograph whilst I was there, so I thought I'd use this one for today's painting. So before I start, I'll just quickly whiz through the materials. These are all my paints. I've got Ultramarine, Lemon Yellow, Payne's Grey, these are in Crimson. I'd normally have raw Sienna, but I've run out. I'm waiting for it to come in the post, so I'm just going to make do without that. Burnt Umber and light red. Got my tea towel for wiping the excess water off the hake brush, which I've got here in the water jar, and I'm using 15x11 Fabriano Watercolour Paper. So a quick look at the paint photograph. Obviously loads of trees, so I'll try and put the trees in layers, starting with wet, coming forward to drier ones, stronger tones, try and create some sort of distance, depth. So I'm going to start just a little bit of water over the paper, not too much. I don't want to saturate it because I'm not really going to be doing much in terms of sky, just adding something here in the background with what little raw Sienna I've got, and I'll just add a hint. I'll just need the card actually in the water. I don't know if I'll need that bit. I'll just add a hint of Ultramarine. I don't want too much going on there. Just going to keep it nice and light, I think. Very little in terms of foliage. I can't see any evergreens there. Maybe just a hint of green here in the foreground. That's it. I'm going to do any more than that, I think. Now, you could just about see some very distant trees. So I'm just going to go a bit of burnt umber, a bit of ultramarine, very sort of grey, browny type of colour, and then it was just something going on there in the distance. Can't see a fat lot. Just about see it through the trees, so I ain't going to worry too much about that. And then see even less on this side. Can't see a thing really. Maybe just slightly closer, just putting the impression of just something en masse there. That's coming down there. Okay, maybe something like so. Now what I'm going to do is switch to the little brush, and I'm going to I'll need a bit more water. I don't normally have water swishing around on the palette, but I just need a bit for this because the little brush holds so little paint compared to the hake. And then what I'm going to do is pop in all these trees, and because the paper's still wet, they'll just soften off and look as if they're miles away. So it's quite a watery mix. I'm just conscious, I want to leave some sort of gap down the middle. So these will be some of the most distant trees. Paper's not too wet. Maybe I could have done with it slightly wetter. It's not softening off a huge amount. You can see it's sort of hit and miss against the paper where the paint's hitting it. I can work around that, it's not a problem. I mean, some of the really far ones, not quite as high. Yeah, and just keeping an eye on that central area, because I do want to I want to be able to see, have some sort of path through the scene. Right, now with all those in, now it's time for a few little twigs and branches and all sorts of things going on in there. Again, these are sort of distant and sort of middle distant ones, so a lot of these will be covered up. That looks a bit of a mess, but I can paint over that, it's not a problem. So what I'm going to do next is switch back to the height brush, and there's just don't much paint, very little paint. I'm just going to just a touch of raw sienna, a little bit of lemon yellow, and then that distant land, just popping that in. Yeah, just what you can see through the gaps in the trees. Touch of burnt umber. Paper stretch a little bit, so I'm just going to put it tight against this board, and then I might start putting in the slightly near the tree, so they're going to be slightly thicker, a bit less water, a bit more paint. So I'm going to go a bit of burnt umber, a bit of ultramarine. These ones, just see how much stronger these ones are now. A bit more burnt umber, I think. And you can use the rigger brush if you want. I'm just using the height brush here, just as good a chisel edge as I can. I've got another height brush on order actually, so I'll be quite grateful when that arrives, because this one's a bit worn now. I can't really get a sharp edge with it. Some crisscrossing across. Don't want them all parallel. A few more on the other side, and then I'll get the little brush out again and put a few branches on. So I switch back to the little brush, and then just burnt umber and ultramarine I'm mixing, and then we just got a few leaves, not leaves, branches, twigs, crisscrossing all over the place. A few going up, a few going down, just bang them in. Sticks up there, just cutting straight across the centre of that scene there. Just on this side as well. Just some little trees right, sort of bordering this path right into the distance. Around here. I generally try and put them in 3 layers. You got the most distant ones done while the paper's still pretty wet, and they'll soften off and recede. And you've got the ones sort of middle ground trees, and then finally the ones that go in the foreground, they go in really thick, strong paint mix. So that's the middle ground ones. I'm just going to put a bit more of that ground in. So just a bit of raw sienna here and there. Fairly light in tone. I don't want this to be strong at all because I'm going to, although there's no shadows in the painting, in the photograph, as usual it was a dull day, I'm going to put some into the painting, so I want the ground fairly light in tone, just so that the shadows show up better. Just a hint of light red there, bit of burnt umber. Like a muddy, it was a very muddy day, so I'm just going to take a bit of light red, a bit of burnt umber, and just very quickly sweep that in. So I'll give that a quick dry. Just want to make sure this is flat against the board, so I'm just going to pull it tight and re-clip it. And then to the Umber Ultramarine. Now these are the nearest ones now, so I'm giving thick paints, less water. We've got some real big ones going in. There's one, got another one down there. A few around here. There like that. Big one going up there. Big one up there. One going off in that direction. few twigs and things coming off there. Same again off these ones here on the right hand side. Few to the left, few to the right, few up, few down, all over the place they're going. A few twigs coming down from whatever's just out of sight. So I just want a little bit more in there on the ground there, so I'm just going a bit of burnt umber, ultramarine, a little bit of light red, and just a few little dabs here and there. Just little bits of tufts of grass and whatnot, just pop it on. Skimming into the lemon yellow here, just not too much, I don't want to overdo it, just enough to give a hint of something going on, and then using the same colour, a bit of burnt umber, light red, ultramarine, a bit more water to that, and I'm going to pop some shadows in. So just burnt umber, light red, ultramarine, and it's just getting that right consistency, just the right amount of water in there. First, I just want to make sure that it's dry. Plenty of paint on the brush, and then I'm going to say the light source is coming from the centre, somewhere around there, so I'm just following it through. Popping the shadows in, just darkening it off at the same time. Just follow it down like that, that one in there like that. Side, put some big ones in. You've got a few, these aren't actually touching the ground, so I'm just popping them in. Just so they actually do reach the ground, not just lining mid-air. Again, just trying to keep them narrow this time. No shadows down. A few more coming through between the trees. And there's a few little shadows off these far ones. Okay, in the right direction, coming down. So I think I'm not far off finished, I think. But I do need a little man. Need a little man walking his dog. So I'm gonna pop him in somewhere around here. Put the head and shoulders, then pop his legs in. And there's his little dog next to him. And obviously they need their own shadow as well. Those sort of come down there like that. I think I'm going to call that one finished. I'll just put my name down there, out of the way somewhere. And let's see what it looks like with the mount on. Actually, before I put the mount on, I've just looked at the photograph again, and there's like a bank. It's like these trees around here. I haven't really popped them in. Around the back. I mean, I should have put these in first now. I'm doing it in the wrong order, but just looked a bit bare. You just need something back there. Down there, just to need something going on a bit. Just gives a bit more body, I think. It just looks a bit bare through the trees. Just give it a little bit higher. Something going on down there, a bit higher up there. I think that looks a little bit better. Something going on a little bit darker. There somewhere. Just trying to be as subtle as I can. Just trying to look as if there's something happening. I think I'm going to stop there before I ruin it completely. So let's see what it looks like with the mount on. So this is the finished picture, and I think it definitely helped putting these back sort of bushes in things. It just gave it, just filled it out a bit more and gave it a bit more oomph, I think. You see, it was these sort of trees and bushes in the background, sort of along here, that I'd forgotten to put in. Not so much, can't really see much on that side. But these trees here, this line down there, because I forgot to put them in, it looked so bare. So I think it was a slight improvement. As for the composition generally. I haven't changed too much. Maybe the horizon line is slightly higher. And I kept the foregrounds a little bit darker, I think, in the photograph. But in the painting, I've tried to keep it lighter just so that these shadows would show up a bit better. So as is so often, it's another dull day, no shadow, so you have to sort of invent them yourself. And one thing I have changed, rather than just a straight path all the way through into the distance, I've just sort of bent it slightly, leading up to our little man and his dog. I've taken the sort of light source, imagine like the sun shining up here, and just sort of followed the line down to create the shadows across there, and then the same on the other side, sort of light coming down here, so the shadows sort of follow in the same direction. So that's it for this painting, which I'm about to put in my eBay shop. So I just wanted to show you what's already in there at the moment. So first, you might remember I did this one a couple of weeks ago. Videoed this one. This was when I did it sort of wet on dry and struggled with it. Then we got Lock Hope. This was another one I videoed, if you remember, when I copied the painting I did before, but it didn't quite turn out as nice, I don't think. Here's a simple little one I just made up. Just like to go mad with the brush sometimes. Just a little boat on the horizon, just gives a bit of added interest. This is I haven't done many like this. This is Breen Sands, but I've used white gouache with this one. Sort of experimenting a bit really with this. But I like the effects you can get. Use it in the distance as make it look like waves. Yes, like I say, I'm experimenting with this at the moment. I think there's a bit of potential in it. I think I videoed this. I can't even remember now. There's 4 days left on this one, so if you like this, place your bids. Got one of Glencoe. Not too keen on that one, to be honest with you. Yorkshire Dales. Anyone? If you fancy that one. It is one I did the other day on one of the YouTube videos. I think this was the one where it looked better before I put the shadows in. These buildings look better white. I quite like the way the mountains come out in the background, or the hills, whatever they are. Just one of those occasions where it's sort of you've got them just right with the water and paint ratio. A lot of dry brushwork in this. It's a sort of winter scene at Westwater in the Lake District. I might try and do a few more like this soon. Quite like the effect, the way the snow effects with the sort of white of the paper. Here we've got Derwent water in the lakes. Another winter one. Did I video? I can't remember. Again, I can't remember if I videoed this. I might have done. Can't remember. But I quite like like I say, the snow ones, using the white of the paper as the snow. I think it works out quite effective. Another one of my simple boat scenes that I just make up when a bit mad with the light red and ultramarine on this one, I think. Bit of scraping out, make some nice little rocks. I quite like the reflection of the light on the sea there. So that's my eBay shop. 13 things in there at the moment, plus this one I'm about to put in. You'll find, as always, the link to the shop is always in the video description. So until tomorrow, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't done already to be notified of new videos, which I'll try and bring out every weekday, Monday to Friday. Keep practicing. You can help me by sharing, liking, commenting on the video down below. Happy painting, and I'll see you again soon.